Welcome to another real-time trade. In this video, I'll discuss several ways to manage the trade to empower you to design a trade management model that suits your unique mental wiring. This is the stuff of the real game. Now let's join the trade in progress. Hey guys, Czar here. Good morning to you. Hope all is well. It's 9:31, so we have just entered the New York session. Here are the three sisters. A little bit of movement here before the open. This is the open right here. Of course, we're now on the second candle there. These are 1 minute candles. And for those who are new, these are the three sisters, and NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow from left to right, 1 minute. With VWAP, volume weighted average price, that's the blue line in the middle. And then 2.5 standard deviations on either side. Just to get a sense of relative strength, relative weakness, congruency, synchronicity, divergence, all that good stuff. And we'll be watching from there. This is the 30-minute Three Sisters showing yesterday's high and low. So there's the high yesterday of NASDAQ. There's yesterday's low of NASDAQ. You'll see it overnight here. See that there? Boom. That was the New York session. And that was the high yesterday. A big spike, right? And the same things, of course, for these others here. You can see we're at the lower end of yesterday's range for the NASDAQ and the S&P. We're kind of mid-range here for the Dow. So we'll be watching all of this. I will be putting you on pause and cutting out dead air, sideways grinding action, non-teaching moments, things of that nature to keep this video nice and tight. We'll see if we can get ourselves a trade or two today. I'm averaging about one trade a day with this very low VIX environment that we're in currently. Let's take a look at it today, shall we? Here's the VIX, 13.96, a new low right there. We've just broken below 14. I'll put you on pause, guys. We'll come back and we'll monitor how this goes. All right, guys, watching the NASDAQ in particular here, having tapped that zone as you see there on the bottom. Give me one moment, just going to my own platform here and making sure I am good to go. All right, guys, looking for a buy stop. Buy stop right above the high of the session so far. Pretty self-explanatory, I think. Here we go. Stop below. Not in yet. I'll refine these markers here in a moment. And there it is, guys. I'm tapped in now. I am long the NASDAQ. First trade of the day, of course. At 9:45. That's 5 minutes after my normal minimum waiting period before trading. I typically don't trade for the first 10 minutes of the session. Occasional exceptions. All right, guys, I'll put you on pause and we'll come back and talk about the trade in more detail. And target 1 has been hit. So the 1 hour all or nothing trader has left the game with full profitability. And of course the 2R move stop to break even at 1R has now moved their stop to break even because we hit 1R. You see that there? And so that trader will either get a 2R or they'll get a 0, which is a break even, and nothing in between. But the 1.5 and the 2R all or nothing traders are still sitting in here waiting to see what happens. And this, guys, is basically a trend continuation trade. It's an early trade. I took it, what was it, 9:45? Let me just double check that. Yeah, 15 minutes into the open after this consolidation. A little contracting pattern here and then a break above the high of the day. It's the high of the session. It was only 15 minutes worth, or 14 minutes at the time, but you get the idea, and that's to continue higher. Why? Well, we have an overall bullish trend, very bullish trend here on the daily, right? Daily. Yesterday was a resting day, but by the close, it was actually an up day for most of the day. And by the close, it was basically almost a break even. It was up a little bit for the day on a closing basis, but a pausing day there. And this is the pausing here this morning through Asia and through Europe. Yesterday was that pausing day. You see, it was actually hit a new high, but then spent most of New York pulling back, but could not get down below here from the day before. A very strong day, if you remember. That's this day here on the daily. and then was rejected here yesterday in New York very violently, then rejected again right at the end of the day, rejected again here in Asia this morning. And I was actually up here. I was up at before 3 a.m. this morning for the London Open. I don't trade the London anymore typically, but I got tempted to take this move from down here on the break above, but because of the time of day, going into 1 hour before the New York session, I didn't take it. But I was determined to wait to see what happened when the New York and North American participants joined the party, and they did. In fact, prices drove down, as you can see here on the open, right, and rejected again. This was validated, and the reason I'm leaving that ellipse there, the yellow circle, I know it's not a circle, sideways oval, there on purpose, is to indicate how important this is to this trade idea, and so I'm leaving that there. Now, I will tell you, I'll draw attention to this, and you're probably noticing it yourself, and if you've been trading for a while, you'll definitely be noticing this, how prices have run into this key resistance. Well, it's not that key, but it's, it's from today, it's from Asia and from Europe, now broken by, and then this is, of course, the main key area, which was in, again, the pre-market. But now we have new participants, and as you can see, that's like a knife through butter so far. A hot knife through butter, of course, which is having no trouble getting through that cold butter. And we'll see if this thing can go higher and get us to 1.5 and the 2R as well. So big picture, trend continuation, consolidation near first, rejecting at a key zone, and then taking the break above the high of the day in the first 15 minutes. Hope that makes sense. I'll put you on pause and bring you back. And target 2 has been hit, 1.5R. So the 1.5R all or nothing trader has left the game with full profitability. It's only the 2R all or nothing trader still in here. And of course the 2R moved to break even. But I'll just suggest that they're the same trader, but cousins, if you know what I mean. Looking for that most extreme target based on our model. Now, of course, your targets may include a 3R or a 4R or even a 5R. And that's completely up to the individual trader. I just find it to be a resourceful, mechanical model to run it this way. But I'll put you back on pause and we'll see where we go from here. And there we go, guys. So just like yesterday, we've tapped the 1.5R and then pulled back all the way to the original stop. And so only one of the models had to take a charge of 1R, and that's the 2R all or nothing trader. The other models either profited fully or a break even for the 2R, moved to break even at 1R, of course. And what's interesting about this week, with VIX below 15, now below 14 today, dropped into the 13 handle, and new low for VIX, is that we see that. We see, narrower ranges, and it becomes more difficult to reach those more extreme targets, if you will. Now, typically, I'll tell you, over the last 7 or 8 to 9 or even 10 weeks, the 2R all or nothing model has been the most profitable, sometimes by quite a wide margin. I'm not convinced that's going to be the case this week, but we'll see by the end of the week. And of course, on Saturday, I send out my full week's trade review every Saturday to my Telegram group. If you're not part of that group, come on by and join the fun. And we will take it from there. Guys, thanks for being here with me today again. It is Thursday. Maybe we'll have another trade this afternoon. Who knows? Maybe even more than one. If this thing expands and opens up, that there may be another opportunity. Thanks again, guys. Thank you for clicking the like button and for staying high on the way out. We will talk to you soon. Take care.